Well, as if we needed more reasons to laugh at Disney and Lucasfilm. But you remember that little series, Lando? Yep. And that was announced, wasn't it? That was announced at 2020. In fact, Disney's Investor Day. Odd how a lot of things get announced at the Investor Day and they don't materialise. It's almost as if they're trying to manipulate the market. Perhaps. Anyway, I wouldn't dream of making such accusations. Anyway, Lando. This was a Disney Plus series that was announced at 2020 Investor Day. Kathleen Kennedy announced that it was going to be called Lando. Big series. Donald Glover wasn't mentioned. Billy D. Williams wasn't mentioned. Literally nothing was mentioned of who, but it was just, this is a series that's going to happen. Well, the showrunner has come out and said, look, listen, I haven't had an update on this since 2020. It's been 3 years. Oh, God, absolute gold mine. This company is absolutely woeful. It really is. It makes me laugh every single time I do videos on them because I just think, how can you just be so incompetent and also somehow command such big market share? I mean, the IPs they've run into the ground, they're nothing now. They're worthless. I mean, Disney paid $4 billion for Lucasfilm back in the day. Now, I mean, it can't possibly be worth that. It can't. The market value of the IPs can't be that much. So let's take a look. During Disney's Investor Day, again, like I say, strange coincidence that a lot of stuff gets announced at Investor Day and just never gets made. That was in 2020. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy announced plans for a new Disney Plus series titled Lando. Star Wars legend Billy D. Williams was never mentioned, and neither was Solo: A Star Wars Story star Donald Glover, though we'd later learn that the latter would reprise his standout role in the spin-off. Over the past 3 years, however, the project has not materialised at all. Glover has repeatedly played coy when asked about the series, though in this past April Star Wars celebration saw Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy assure fans, "It's still happening." Yeah, sure. Just like that James Mangold, I don't know, Rise of the Jedi or Dawn of the Jedi, whatever it is. 2,000 years in the past, whatever, 26,000 years, who cares, whenever it is. That's definitely happening. Of course it is, guys, yeah. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was such a roaring success. They're absolutely going to make that film. Sarcasm, obviously. So when Lando was announced, we learned that Justin Simien would serve as showrunner. And in the years since, he's focused on directing Haunted Mansion for Disney. This is how they do it, right? This is what they did with James Mangold. They'll get you in on something that they want. Play by the rules, do what we say, and you'll get a gig that you want to do. So he obviously wanted to be the showrunner, I would imagine. On Lando, it was something he was probably excited about, I'm guessing. And they were like, well, do Haunted Mansion. We'll control Haunted Mansion, and then you can have Lando. But anyway, talking to the director, the filmmaker shared his take on where things stand with Lando. And it's probably not happening. I certainly poured my heart, noticed the past tense, and spent a lot of time working with them to put together a really great show. It feels like everybody loves it, and, I was told we had to put a pause on it because of scheduling. And the next update I got was in 2020, some years ago. What? So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with it. What? Considering the showrunner hasn't heard anything for 3 years, it's dead, FYI. And Kathleen Kennedy just blatantly lying out of her arsehole, as always. And this is the thing, even articles like this, trades like this, right, which is, a bit shilly here and there. Even they're saying, given how many other blatantly cancelled projects, Ryan Johnson's Star Wars trilogy, Rogue Squadron, supposedly remain in the works, according to the executive. This is par for the course. Basically saying Kathleen Kennedy might have just lied. Just come out and lied. Just lying to everyone. More lies from Kathleen Kennedy. And yet she's still here. How? How on earth is she still here? How? I mean, again, it's all past tense. I poured my heart and spent a lot of time working with them to put together a great show. It feels like everybody loves it. And, you know, I was told we had to put a pause on it because of scheduling. What scheduling? What are you on about? Donald Glover's not really doing anything. What schedules? What are you on about? If you can't schedule this, you can't organise this, what are you doing? It's been 3 years. The fact that the showrunner has absolutely, unequivocally no idea what's going on with this show, yeah, it's dead. And this is a pattern, like I said at the start, this is a pattern that we get from Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy and Disney in general. Whenever there's an investor day, whenever there's an investor call, whenever there's a shareholder meeting, shareholder calls, whatever, they announce a lot. Do you remember that they announced Toy Story 5? They announced Frozen 3 or whatever it was. They announce an awful lot when there's investors. Now, Lucasfilm has a track record of announcing a lot of stuff and a tiny percentage, if any of it, gets made and actually comes to fruition. And this is just one of those things. Not that this is a particular show that I think anyone actually cared about or even really wanted to watch, because I think this is just a bit crap, to be honest. I don't see the appeal to this. I'm sure there'll be people watching this that are like, I was really excited. Yeah, sure. Go jerk your Jimmy elsewhere. I don't care. But this, yeah, comical. It's one of those things, and this is why when they announce stuff, take it with a pinch of salt. It's probably never happening, ladies and gents. It's funny that they announce these things, and we can recognise this incredibly blatant pattern of behaviour, but it's probably never happening. The stuff that they announce, nah, it's not happening. So let me know what you think down below. I'd love to hear it. I think you'll have a good chuckle at this video. I don't know what's happening with it. I have no idea what's going on with it. God damn. Famous last words. Anyway, hit subscribe if you're new here. Give the video a like and a share. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.